Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here back with Phoenix Wright Contempt Court. We're nailing Maplethorpe down on just him being the culprit, and literally the last thing we need, I can already imagine, that we have to do and prove here is exactly why, like, both the victim and, like Maplethorpe had the gun on them, and why he decided to pull out on Barrows after literally just asking, hey, can you help me lift this heavy statue into the room for some reason? A gothic statue instead of a child's play place. Yeah, real fitting. Why is it even in there? We don't even know anything about the victim entirely, so like that has to come up here, right? Or maybe it's gonna be like a afterwards thing, but maybe something went wrong while lifting the statue. Vic Barrow just like lifting it up, just like, oh dang it, breaks arm off, like, how fucking dare you pull that gun? Something went wrong, you say? Well, I meant we never got the statue out of the room. Well, I'm calling your bluff, Mr. Wright. Care to explain what went wrong in the process of lifting the statue? What went wrong? I mean, this is actually, like, bright powder. Powder's broken off. Should we just present, like, is it the dust itself because, like, that's a result of it breaking off? Or just the statue itself because it's broken off? Let's go with the statue. Nope. Okay, is it literally have to be the dust? Okay, not a lot. Oh, anything? Anything at all? No. Please? Badger the witness will get you nowhere, Mr. Wright. Well, guess what? I don't have a honey badger in hand, so I'm, shush your trap. I swear to gosh. Not rolling with this statue. So it has to be the dust then, right? I swear to gosh. It's always like I'm the most roundabout way to present the most specific evidence. Oh, boy. Yes, the most specific evidence. Nice. Take a look at this. And just what is that, Mr. Wright? It's a pile of stone dust from the statue. I found it at the foot of the statue. There's also a small trace of it outside in the corridor. Wait, that great powder. It was from that statue? I mean, yeah, the whole statue was made from like little gunpowder. Like, that's where he got the stuff for the flintlock pistol. I'm stammering. That's right. You know, Miss Maplethorpe, I'm curious now. When I first stumbled upon the powder, I thought something was off about that statue. And then I realized the stone is too weak. What are you getting at? Is it some sort of counterfeit? Maybe? Oh. Hey, what are y'all silent for? It was only a suggestion. Okay. Mr. Maplethorpe, is that statue really counterfeit? Oh my gosh. Counterfeit? Oh my gosh, you have illegal contraband in your hotel? What do the guests think? What would the health inspector committee think? Well, we just boarded up so many. But still, it's underneath the victim's, like, a bedroom. The victim's bedroom, so, like, it could lead to some very heavy allergic reactions by the stone dust, like, just leaking everywhere. It's a health hazard. No, of course not. So that's a pretty nasty twitch you have there. Mr. Brisbane, should we call for an ambulance? I don't think he's on the way to a seizure right now, Your Honor. Forgot about Judge. Mr. Wrong? Yeah, let him have a seizure on stand. Yes? Mr. Maplethorpe did not actually state that the statue was counterfeit. But still, he only suggested. So I find it quite rude of you to pass judgment so soon. Do we even say anything to that effect? That's alright, Mr. Brisbane. Thank you for defending me, but there really is no need. That statue is a fake. I know when I first played this for the first time, like thinking back on it, like, I know there was a point later on the whole thing where like they like pulled on like full throttle that the statue was a fake, but I don't remember exactly when we had to prove it or not. But no, it just happens out of the blue like this. Okay, nice. I assure you did not create it, so I'm mining it for a friend. Wait, so you knew your friend, like, you know, wanted you to have a statue in your hotel, and you realized it was contraband and illegal counterfeits, so you still kept it. That's some really good friendship right there. You see, when it comes to art, he prefers imitations of the originals. The simple reason that they are less expensive and look just like the real thing. And here I was thinking that statue would provide me with a motive for murder. Are you okay, Mr. Wright? You look awfully uncomfortable. Well, I mean, give me a pillow and a blanket and I'll be good as dandy. You really should try to relax more. Unnecessary stress can be quite harmful. That's quite rich coming from a person who has to convert their mansion to a hotel just to, you know, keep up renovation of that. That's real rich. Wise words indeed, witness. Not very wise, more like a sink in the dark. The current circumstances, it may appear that Mr. Barrows is the triggerman after all. Without a motive, Mr. Maplethorpe couldn't possibly have been able to... Well, I'll stop you right there. Wait a minute, please! Are you still trying to use a statue as evidence for a motive? Maybe. Mr. Maplethorpe already told us to deal with a statue. Just drop already. Well, the statue's not made of, like, you know, maple syrup, so, like, hush your tits. I have a question about something else, actually. Something else? Does this explain a motive at all, Mr. Wright? I think so. I hope so. Yes, what would you like to ask me about? Before you ask your question, I must warn you. I'm inclined to say that the ghost hunter is the more likely gunman in this case, since you have failed to provide a motive. So, here's my condition. You may ask Mr. Maplethorpe about one piece of evidence. The chosen evidence does not bring about any new facts or provide a motive for murder. Mr. Barrows will be deemed the guilty party. Understood? I understood, Your Honor. Very well. Think very carefully about the evidence, and then ask. So, Mr. Wright, have you thought about it yet? I only asked Maplethorpe about one piece of evidence. A piece of evidence that has to at least bring to light a new fact. Okay, I'm ready to ask my question. Let me just, save. Because literally, as demonstrated from the last evidence pick, I had the right mindset, but wrong evidence, so, I think I haven't. Very well then. What piece of evidence do you wish to question me about? Okay. If we're going about the angel statue and, like, in the middle of the night, like, you know, this up, why is the goddamn door bricked up? You said a huge deal about being in room 106 the night of the crime. I thought we established that it was Mr. Barrows who fired the gun and killed Mr. Nymph. We'll get to that later. I want to ask something else, actually. It's kind of funny how you and Mr. Barrows so easily came in and out of room 106. You were even going to lift a large statue out of there, too. Oh, I guess you both were ghosts. So my question to you, Mr. Maplethorpe, how were you and Mr. Barrows in room 106 while there was a wall built over the doorway? There was a what? Okay, you didn't read the report. This is exactly why you catch up, be punctual. You get your information straight. A wall was built over the doorway? Yes. Did you not find it odd, Brisbane, that there was no room 106? I didn't even notice. Elaborate! Gladly. The layout of the first floor mirrored that of the second. With this in mind, it wasn't long before I realized something was missing. With this handy-dandy red squarey box. It's missing a lot of arrows in that, and saturation of the area to make sure everyone knows where it is. There was no room 106, just a wall where the door should have been. And later in the garden, I happened to look up at the windows of the hotel, and then noticed the window to room 106 should be. The window. If only I could remove windows from my hotel. There was something strange in the window that caught my attention. A small teddy bear. So then it occurred to me that a room 106 does exist after all, so the teddy bear basically proved there was a room. Yeah. If only I hadn't bought the damn teddy bears again. You built that wall overnight to prevent anybody from discovering it. How would I build a wall over the door? What was my reason? Most importantly of all, just to prove that I killed Stan Nymph? Huh? You heard him! You're saying that Maplethorpe built that wall for a reason. What was it? Is it obvious? To prevent the police from finding that counterfeit statue. I already told you I had no cons with that statue. I admit it's a fake, and that I was mainly mining it for a friend. That's not gonna fly. But all the other evidence in the room. Yes, all the other evidence in your room you wanted to hide. Then why did you try to carry it out of the hotel in the dead of night? My hands are too full during the day, Mr. Wright. Surely you knew that. You also mentioned it before. Just Snow was right. He's as calm and collected as ever. However, I can see now that it's just a facade that he's struggling to keep intact. The only thing that might just break his tranquility is cold, hard evidence. And besides, what does this have to do with my shooting at Stan Nymph? Does it all prove I'm guilty of that? Think, Phoenix. There must have been a reason he walled off room 106, which directly links him to the murder. Very well. The reason he built the wall was because... Hold on right there. This is a very risky accusation against my witness, Mr. Wrong. And I don't take kindly to risky accusations. Therefore, let's up the stakes in this so-called evidence. Oh, dang. Oh, wow, I'm, so much bigger a risk. Look at that. I'm shivering right now. Hope you know what you're talking about, or a lengthy penalty awaits. Okay. This is the reason Maplethorpe had to hide room 106. Okay, oh boy. This is gonna be like one piece of evidence proves it all. That was on the shelf. Okay, so what thing in the room itself per evidence is the real thing? It's not the... It can't be like the angel statue. It's not the earpiece. I'm assuming that came from Vic Barrows when he dropped it from the struggle. And the hat and coat doesn't seem much relevant here. So, obviously... And I mean, definitely, obviously. Look how obvious I'm being right now. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. It's gotta be the metal ball. That's the ammunition for the flintlock pistol. Take that! There we go. What's this? It's a pinball machine award, Your Honor. This is my answer, Your Honor. This small metal ball was found in plain sight in room 106. Well, I mean, plain sight, you say, it wasn't underneath the desk. But... What significance could that little ball possibly have? Let me explain. This pistol was fired that night, yes? Yes. And you can't fire modern bullets from a firearm as old as this, right? Ah, I think I'm beginning to follow. Wait a minute. So you're saying that little metal ball is... Glad you caught on, Mr. Brisbane. It's actually a pinball machine prize. What? There's no pinballs in that place. You didn't look hard enough. Yes, it's highly likely that this metal ball is really the bullet that took Mr. Nint's life. I see. That would probably be the most likely use for that ball. But why is it found in room 106, Mr. Wright? Is it obvious, Your Honor? During the aftermath of the crime, Mr. Maplethorpe told the guests to return to their beds, leaving him with the perfect opportunity to tamper with the crime scene. He searched for the metal ball, fired for the pistol, and thought of a way to hide it. He decided to hide it in room 106 and wall over the doorway. He definitely had the materials to do that with the renovation of the first floor, so brick and mortar. And he didn't bother hiding it because he was so confident that his plan would work. Plop on the ground. What do you have to say about that, witness? How do you audibly do twitches? Start rain on your smug little parade. Actually, no, it gives me great pleasure. Business before pleasure. But isn't this so-called bullet missing something? You're confused. I knew it. Let me put it in a way you can understand. Where's the blood? Of course. The blood should be all over it. If the victim, like, Han. That was another thing to bring up, like... Well, I mean, if he was so confident, like, you know, the room 106 not being discovered, then why bother wiping the blood off of it? So I guess that kicks your little theory out the window. Damn, I could have sworn by Maplethorpe's reaction. Unless there is a way I can prove that the ball really was a killing boy. Luminol. Obviously, fingerprints. No. Your Honor, I have a way we can find out if this bullet really killed the victim. Oh, well, please tell us, Mr. Wright. Defense requests a luminol test of the ball. A luminol test, you say? If there was any blood in the metal ball, there is the possibility it was wiped away by the killer. But a luminol test would reveal any faint traces of blood still remaining. Very well. Request granted. Bailiff, please send this off for luminol test. Post haste. No, he just pulls out a squeegee bottle. Half an hour later, oh god. Your Honor, I have the results of the luminol test. I see. Give us the report, Bailiff. Have a look at this, sir. Ooh. The full red moon. As you can see, the luminol had a reaction with the ball. Blood has been found on it. Oh my. Thank you, Bailiff. So I was right. There was wiped up blood, but why would he wipe it off again? And that's like a small, like, issue with logic, but I'm, man. It's why he would wipe it off when he's, like, gonna hide in a room. It's not gonna be, like, you know, he didn't think anyone's gonna find it. Mr. Reporter, if you didn't fire the pistol, then why try to hide the bullet? Actually, now thinking about it now, okay. I'm assuming, like, this, like, since both of the victim's suitcase is, like, you know, like, briefcase is empty, and since, like, there's a bullet in this hat and coat from, no, not that, in room 106, that must mean, like, this was taken from the victim's room. But, there was no bullet in the briefcase itself, so I'm assuming if this is just, like, you know, the victim's clothes. So, if there's no bullet in the briefcase, that means Maris's bullet should have went somewhere else in the room. The bullet was found inside there, went into the person. And since it seems like everyone, if we're going to the whole idea that everyone in the entirety of the hotel has now been accounted for, with, you know, like, everyone walked into there, like, you know, first time, and none of the guests are relevant here, and maybe before, like, came in after us, and also to Greason, that means there was no one in the room? Like, it's not a mystical fact, like, there's no other bullet hole in the floor. I'm pretty sure that the police would have, like, you know, said where the, like, if they found, like, you know, any kind of other mysterious places, like, there was a bullet hole in the ceiling, the walls, or anything like that, I'm pretty sure they would have found that. But no, the bullet went into the coat, and Mapplethorpe thought it best to, you know, grab that coat and the bullet inside of it, and just, you know, hide it in the room. So, what's the significance of that? So, Maris shot a gun at someone wearing a coat, but there was no one in the room? Well, you always have an objection in your hand. Do you like the letter O? Ha! You figure one Mr. So close, but oh so wrong? I think you got your metaphors mixed up. What are you talking about, Brisbane? What about Maris? Maris, your business. Stupid joke. What about her? Think for a second. She fired the victim's gun. Oh, we're literally bringing this up. Okay, I thought we were gonna get that at some point. Well, think about Detective Snow's second testimony. Where's the bullet from the gun found, Mr. Brisbane? It also feels weird seeing, like, the whole, like, all the sprites now just completely monochrome. I kind of like the whole fact where the whole background is, like, monochrome, but the characters are still colored. Also looks a bit weird. We couldn't find the bullet. Huh? The bullet was missing? Yeah. I'm going ahead of the story verbatim. No bullet? No. There was no sign of anyone in the room. So where did Maris's bullet go? We need to find out where her bullet went. For all we know, she was the one who struck the victim. Luminol testing the bullet that we found in the coat and hat? And this gun itself has the blood of it on? Brisbane, shut up. You're stupid. What? You do raise a good point, Mr. Brisbane. There's virtually no knowledge of the bullet Miss Merritt fired. They can't say for sure she didn't shoot the victim. And didn't she claim to have shot someone? I mean, she didn't say she shot someone, she just said she shot the gun. And plus, oh, hold on a second, let me just see through this, very, great-looking report. Gunshot wound to the head, a bullet entered a vertical trajectory, direction unknown. I'm assuming there's only one bullet hole in there, and yet there was 2 bullets fired, so, tell me this, did this little dinkety-winkety gun just, shoot and kill the victim, but at the same time, this gun, the exact same point in time, with the exact same, you know, through-line shot went through the victim as well, the exact same, like, you know, bullet hole. Yeah, no, fuck off. That's not even remotely possible. Even if it was, like, that's way too impossible. It's close to 0 chance. It's even more close to 0 chance than, like, literally someone firing upwards from the room below and killing someone next floor above. That's literally more virtually, like, no chance. Yeah, shut up. It might have been the ghost. Ghosts do exist. Okay, just why did I come out with that? Because ghosts exist. You should know this by now. Are you still going on about that stupid ghost? I mean, it looks like you're not a believer of the supernatural. Ghosts don't exist, moron! I beg to differ. The defendant seems adamant that the ghost was in the room at the time. Well, that she's crazy! Does that mean that she didn't shoot the gun then? She's half crazy! Stop it. She claims to have seen her in the front of the window just after the gunshot. There's no one in... You're saying that Mara shot the ghost? Sounds crazy, but what if I wanted something? Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but it seems like a desperate grasp to suggest the defendant shot the ghost. Are you sitting and grasping at straws? Because I'm pretty sure there's no straws in the hotel. Wait, hold on a second. Let me just double check something here. There's no straws in the hotel, right? Okay, only spoons. Okay, spoons are way better than straws. Grasping at spoons. Just so many spoons coming in my mouth. I'm not a magician, okay. And you can rule out the possibility of it being another person, too. Well, yeah, at this point. But that bullet struck something. And you're saying it struck the ghost. Do you know how dumb you sound right now? I mean, it struck some, you know, the hat and coat. And because it struck, into, the chest area. So, assuming that, the clothes weren't folded up. I'm assuming that, you know, the whole coat was outstretched. And it shot only, you know, the chest area. And it has only one singular hole. And if, you know, nothing else was ever brought up. That means that if the clothes were in the victim's briefcase, that means they're taken out and placed somewhere in the room. But I'm pretty sure it's weird how, where would you put your clothes? Where would you put your clothes? You know, does it not be folded up? Not in the dressers, because there's no bullet holes in there. There's no one else in the room. That's one other small, itsy-bitsy thing that's a bit of a mystery. There must be some physical explanation for Mara seeing the ghost in the room. But what? Real ghost, but not in this case. We're waiting! Do you have something to explain the ghost and disappearance of the revolver bullet? This is it. Mara's life depends on this one question. Obviously it was coffee. Coffee?! What?! Can't back out now. The only way is forward. I'm ready to answer, Your Honor. You have an idea? Very well, Mr. Wright. Did you realize the presence of a ghost is nigh impossible? Do you even know who you're talking to? Do you know anything about the finale case of the third game? Yeah. So the penalty here is worthy of ending the trial. So enlighten us once and for all, Mr. Wright. Just what exactly did Mara shoot? And how does it tie in with the ghost? Okay. Just because of the whole thing again with the statue, it shot the coat, and was in there. And if we have to present another piece of evidence afterwards, I know what to present. Take that! This is what Mara shot. This hat and coat were found in room 106. Within the folds of the coat, the missing bullet. And if you want to so-called think that this is the bullet that killed the victim, let's go with a ballistics test and also a luminol test. Shut up, Brisbane. Order! Order! Mr. Maplethorpe, is this true? Mr. Wright, would you care to explain how this hat and coat came to be in room 106? Certainly, Your Honor. If the court would care to take a closer look at the coat. There was a hole found in the front. And this bullet was found within the coat itself. I think it's safe to say that this is what Mara's bullet penetrated. When Mr. Maplethorpe fired his pistol, the sound produced was so loud that Mara jumped in shock. She pulled the trigger of the victim's gun accidentally as the result. And because of the split-second timing between the two shots, both noises sounded like one single gunshot. And it wasn't the victim who she struck. It was the coat stand from which the hat and coat were hanging. How does it explain the ghost, though? Maris told me the ghost wore a long black coat and hat. Sound familiar? And besides, Maris said she saw movement against the moonlit window. Could be the only explanation for the coat stand to suddenly move. And it's all toppled over. And going with the whole thing before about if the gun was in the bed, and Maris didn't knock over the coat stand, so the bullet itself knocked it over. I see. She must have shot the coat stand. Precisely, Your Honor. When Maris fired a gun slightly after the pistol shot, She saw the ghost move at the same time. The bullet hole in the coat, as well as the bullet itself found with the coat, is irrefutable proof that this is where her bullet landed. The shock from the force caused the coat stain to fall over in front of the window. And we can easily prove which gun the bullet came from by checking the ballistic markings. No! Don't do that! There's no need! Mr. Mapplethorpe, upon discovering the crime scene, you told everyone to return to their rooms. You promised to call the police, but you didn't, as previously established. When you were alone, you looked for the two most incriminating pieces of evidence. This metal ball, which was fired from the pistol, and the hat and coat on the coat stain that Maris shot. By getting rid of the hat and coat, as well as the bullet within, you were trying to throw us all off Maris's claims of seeing the ghost, seeing as this is what she perceived as the ghost's clothing. You took the bullet too, to cause confusion as to what Maris shot. In the metal ball, you wiped the blood off of it to try and hide both it and the pistol involved in the crime. Then by hiding the evidence in the disused room and then trying to erase its existence by holding a wall over it throughout the night, you sought to keep quiet and let Maris take the blame. There's a pearl of wisdom you should have kept in mind, Mr. Mapplethorpe. When a man points a finger at someone else, boy, his fingers are pointing at himself. I mean, there's also that, but I mean, if you lose all the other fingers, like, you know, you have like two fingers, and I mean, you only have one finger back. Well, I'm mixing metaphors. Plus, also losing fingers will look pretty sick. Maris trusted you. She was your only friend, and the feeling was mutual. Your family friend, and just, oh wow. And you tried to blame her for your mistake. You tried to remain calm and collected to hide your lies. You denied your actions with an unwavering composure. But it's over. We've now seen through your facade, and seen the frightened coward you really are. So sick of pretending. Calm all the time. Can't bottle it up anymore. Maris, I'm sorry, you got roped into this whole mess. I know you don't have it. I able money on my own. It's my fault. I wish I never got into this ridiculous BS in the first place. Right, jump right now from the start. I just couldn't get more money from Tomb of James. I cold heartless about his death. I just felt like I owned the hotel. It's hard to keep calm. And I hate your group, brother. I should have wanted you. What I admit I might kill her right now. How to make a statement leave me good? I killed Stan Nim. 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 That guy needs to do some therapy. He fucking fainted. I was so out of breath from that. Is Mr. Mapplethorpe regained consciousness yet? How should I know? I can't see into the lobby from here. This is why you read reports, Brisbane? Should I ask, do you know how to read? Reading is for chumps. Your Honor. Yes, bailiff, what is it? Mr. Mapplethorpe says that he's ready to confess, sir. He is? Bring him in at once. Okay, I admit it. I killed Stan Nymph. I swear it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill him. It may have been an accident, but didn't you mean to kill Mr. Barrows? Yes. Yes, I tried to kill Mr. Barrows. Okay, so I'm burdening myself now that I admitted to the murder. That night, remembered all so well. Me and the victim, Stan Nymph, arranged to meet up that night, and carried out a certain task. That was to move the statue of the hotel. But wait a minute, you knew the victim? Yes, he and I were, for lack of a better term, business associates. Art dealers. What sort of business were you two involved in? I can't say. The art dealership. Those slimy people. Have you ever looked at a painting just wondered, why the heckity fuck is this painting this museum? It looks nothing like art. Just like a big blank canvas or just a canvas with a single blue dot in the middle of it. That's these people. Our task, as I said, was to move the angel statue out of the hotel for collection. The counterfeit statue? What sort of business are you two involved in? I'm afraid I can't divulge that information. You don't know the person I work for, and it'll be best for you that you don't. Okay. Anyway, we were scheduled to move the statue at 1:30 a.m. Nick entered the hotel earlier that day and passed himself off as a guest of the hotel. At around 1 a.m., he told me he ordered coffee for both me and himself. And the coffee is meant to keep you alert at such a late time? Correct. But around the time, I was in the room with sick, checking up on the statue when he showed up. this so-called Vic Barrows. I saw him on the corridor and I mistook him for Nymph. I asked him to come and help me move the statue. He hesitated strangely, and then came forwards. I was wearing gloves to avoid leaving traces of my identity in the statue. Hold on, you want to avoid leaving traces of identity in the statue? That sounds pretty shifty to me. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but as I said, I can't elaborate. I just can't. Okay. Anyway, me and Nymph were trying to pick up the statue. I noticed he wasn't wearing his disguise. Disguise? I asked him to bring along a black coat and a hat as in case it was the ghost. So that's why the briefcase was empty. He only brought the clothes and hung them on the coat stand. It's time to scare away anybody, namely Maris, who chanced upon us. What are you gonna do with a bellboy if he saw you? He brought in a briefcase and then hung up on the coat stand ready for use. But the imposter, he realized how he wasn't wearing the ghost's disguise. And to make matters worse, he broke a piece of the statue. It crumbled to dust, and then I panicked. I realized he wasn't the man I was assigned to work with. And I told him about the statue being a fake. When they knew who I was looking for, I pulled out the pistol. Illegal art business. I brought it as a precaution in case Nymph tried to stab me in the back. And he brought a gun too. I think Mr. Nymph had similar plans too, seeing as he brought his own gun. It's apparently something of a paranoid man. You can talk. Anyway, upon seeing the pistol aimed at him, he threw himself at me and we struggled with it. And then... the gun discharged. The trigger was pulled. By me. I never knew Maris was up there. Because of the temporary death, I didn't hear her scream. One thing I still don't understand, Mr. Mapplethorpe. Why did Mr. Nymph attack Maris in the first place? Actually, I think I can answer that. Remember me saying he was a paranoid man? Well, when Maris delivered the coffee to his room, he must have seen her gloves and completely misconstrued the situation. He must have thought she poisoned his coffee. See, Case, this is exactly why instead of wearing gloves, you put on bandages. Maybe he's paranoid that she knew who he was working for and tried to kill him. I see. Let's get back to the gunshot. What happened afterwards? Yet again, I panicked. I punched Barrows in the face and knocked him unconscious. Hard punch. Then I had a plan. I drove his body to the lobby, then left it there while investigating Nymph's room. I had later call for an ambulance for Barrows and say that the killer did it. To try and clear yourself as a possible suspect. That was the plan. While investigating the commotion, my worst fear had been confirmed. Nymph was dead. I knew I'm in trouble, not just with the police, but with my employer. I told him to return to the rooms while I called the police. But as we all know, you didn't call the police, did you? No, we established this earlier. When everyone was gone, I looked around the room for the most incriminating evidence. So he did turn up for the crime scene! I obviously didn't want to get caught. Then went back downstairs to call an ambulance for Barrows. But the body was gone. All that proves who the client is, in this case. He disappeared? The detective must have taken him along with Maris. Yeah. Greason was... client. Wait. Greason knows there's something more about the victim that we don't know. And if he's the client, he took Vic Barrows here, and Vic Barrows is the most amateurish, don't know anything about ghost hunter, then Vic Barrows is here slinging along with the whole victim? The fake detective who took the defendant to the station? Now I was really panicking. No doubt he would have called the police. Like, I know it's like already already half an hour, but I want to get to the ending of this. Don't cap it all off. Now, had a statue in case they found out it was contraband. Whoa, you never said the statue was contraband! Yeah, Brisbane. He never said it outright. He said it was. He suggested it was. Okay, god damn it. I told you, Mr. Brisbane, I work for a very demanding employer. Came with a plan. Wait, does that mean your friend who likes invitation to work was a lie? How can you lie to us? I don't believe you. So I came up with a plan. Within an hour, the police had arrived at the hotel, so I headed up to the first floor and used the materials lying around for the renovations. Yep. Began to build a wall over the doorway. I admit it was partially for the reason of hiding the evidence. but mainly because of this contraband statue. You're absolutely right. The discovery of that statue was what mostly terrified me. I find it such a shame for somebody like you to get involved with criminals. Speaking of which, could you tell us as much as you can about exactly your role is? I will try, Your Honor. My role, so to speak, is to oversee the transport of goods. I've been using my own hotel as a temporary storage place for contraband. I use room 6 because there was no danger of being discovered by any guests, seeing as the first floor is out of bounds. Was the whole first floor completely always going to be out of bounds the second you turn this place into an actual hotel? It's quite an emotional room for me, too. It used to be with the house's nursery. There's a method I use to stop people from stumbling upon the goods. I think I know what you're talking about. When I was up there, I would move a crate partially delivered to stop the doors from closing, and preventing anyone else from calling it. There we go. That explains that. So I was right. Last time the elevator kept breaking down. And that's all I have to say. I killed Stanley by accident, but I had intent to kill Rick Barrows. You told us this much. Why can't you tell us who you work for? Or what sort of business you and the victim are involved in? Bearing my soul was the best thing I've felt in years. Bottling your emotions is terrible. Yeah. A few times I did that. The times I did that in games were, like, really liberating. Emotional crises. Existential crises. Just those times. Those are my favorites. Going absolutely insane. Being able to finally confess my bottled feelings and troubles from my calm facade. I'm starting to think that facade is actually like the thematics of this whole entire game. Like there was the whole first case was, you know, like a literal disguise, and this, the culprit and the victim having a facade of, you know, normal people. It was just what I needed. But this, I'm afraid, I must take to the grave with me. My hands are tied, Mr. Wright. My very life would be in danger if it gave the information. In fact, my life is in danger right this very moment. What do you mean? I've killed another member. Accidents or not, my employer won't be pleased. Looks like the curse has finally caught to me. I've already said too much. I'd just like to begin my sentence for murder, Your Honor. Maris, I'm so sorry. Did nothing wrong. Just looking for a scapegoat to hide the fact that I'm just a coward. Mathematics. Afraid of taking responsibility for mistakes. Afraid of admitting when I'm in the wrong. No more. Today's the day I finally stand up and start taking responsibility. Let's get this over with, Your Honor. Declare me guilty. It appears the subject matter before was the one who took the victim's life after all. His suspicion surrounding the ghost hunter Vic Barrows has now been cleared, as well as that of Miss Rubin, the defendant. That's a point. What was Vic Barrows doing in the first floor at night? Yeah, that explains that. If he was on the first floor all the time, Detective Greason must have been the client then, right? This court finds the defendant, Miss Rubin, not guilty! Whoa! Miss confetti, though. It's not a good time unless there's confetti. Just get a giant confetti popper and just blow it in your face and it kills you instantly. Very loud poppers. April 4th, 1:13 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Well, it's like 3 days afterwards, but... Mr. Wright! I can't believe it! That's it? Yes, Mr. Rubin, it's all over now. April Fools, you're still going to prison! Wait, what? April Fools again! It's not April Fools, Mr. Wright. Shush. I knew the crime couldn't have been that simple. That there was another explanation. I knew we were missing something. That being room 106 and what was found there. But Cedric, I can't believe you do something like this. We've been together for 4 years. I thought I'd known him completely by now. Mr. Wright, what should I do? Half of me feels relieved, the other half feels sorry. I feel the same way, Miss Rubin. And I believe that despite trying to desperately pin the blame on you at the last minute, he still cares for you. He was all the thing he didn't want to talk about. In fact, it's more like that he couldn't tell us. But he tried everything he could to make sure you didn't become part of it too. And that the whole ghost thing is having, like, you know, the victim have the clothes on, yeah. Whatever it is. I suppose. I had no idea he was bottling all his troubles up. Yeah, bottling your stuff, your regrets and all that is terrible. Did that for like 2 years straight. It always slightly worried me with how calm he always was. I knew something was on his mind. finally got all of it off his chest now. Hey! Oh, hi, Snow. Congrats on another job well done, mate. If you ask me, I just knew there was something else to test Cedric Mapplethorpe. Really? Nobody's that calm when a murder's about. Oh my god. And listen, it's best you two leave before Brisbane shows up. He's pretty steamed about the second loss. That much? Psh, he's practically going mental in the prosecutor's lobby. God. I just can't accept the possibility of an accused person being innocent. Oh boy, that's the Von Karma way, isn't it? I guess, like, the first case, like, for him, like, it would be like, you know, it's a part and parcel confliction because it's like convicting someone you hated instead of, like, you know, it kind of conflicts with that whole view since, you know, the person you're trying to get guilty was actually innocent all along and the person you hated with your life is, guilty. Yeah. These defense attorneys are a bunch of gullible fools. Well, look who's laughing now. Takes it to his mentor, doesn't he? You're telling me. Anyway, the case is closed. Your client is innocent. So I'm gonna take her back to the hotel, mate. Mr. Rubin, are you ready to leave? Of course. I hope I never see another courtroom for as long as I live. You're just jinxing yourself right now, aren't you? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry this whole situation has ruined your vacation. I'm just wondering, to make it up to you, how would you like to stay for another few days? Free of charge? Free of charge? Are you sure? Absolutely! Just want to thank you for what you've done. Why not? We got some relaxation to catch up on after all. Yeah, after the whole thing with the, like, you know, the third game in its entirety, and the few cases we had right here, we definitely need it! Excellent! Let's go! Yeah! 2 days later, April 6th, 10:30 a.m., Mapplethorpe Hotel. Mansion, haunted mansion, tap, score, music. Do you need any help with your bags, Mr. Wright? Thanks, Maris, but I'll take it from here. Finally calling me Maris, I see. Hey, thank you personally for what you've done for Miss Rubin, sir. Yeah, have fun with your little crush. She has the heart of an angel, don't you agree? Yeah, I suppose. I should be the one thanking you for letting me stay for the 1000th time, Mr. Wright. You are welcome. Oh, God. What will you do now that Mr. Mapplethorpe isn't here to run the hotel anymore? I'm not sure. I hadn't even thought about it. I don't know the first thing about running a hotel. Oh, don't worry, sir. We'll manage until we find a suitable new owner. Are you alright? It looked like you have something in your mind. Mr. Wright? What the heck is that card? Does this mean anything to you? What's that? A card? Let's see, a rose. Where'd you find that? I found it in room 106, in the spot where the statue used to be. I was wondering if it meant anything to you? It looks like a cross between a rose and a scepter, almost. I've never seen this before. What's this symbol? It kinda looks like a thorned rose. Why do you want me to have this? I don't know what it means, but it gives me an uneasy feeling every time I look at it. Oh, this is actually the real curse of the Mapplethorpe family. I was hoping you could find out if you had the time. There's found this on the first floor. What could the symbol mean? It means that Cedric Mapplethorpe likes flowers. One rose card. We're literally getting this in a record now. Okay. Oh, all our stuff is gone. Dang, I want to keep those two guns. They were pretty cool. They're pretty chillax. Small card mirrors found on the first floor. I have no idea what it means. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll want to be on your way, I suppose. Will I ever see you again, Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, but my lady, but no. This is where we part ways and we never see each other again, ever. It's a parting goodbye. Who knows? Maybe we'll come back in the future. I'm sorry if your vacation was up to your standards, but with the murder and everything. But don't worry about it. You had no control over the events after all. It won't keep you from coming back in the future. You're always welcome to the Mapplethorpe Hotel, sir. Have a safe journey. I will. Take care of yourselves. Bye, Mr. Wright. See ya. Ah, this music. Let me just sink into my chair because of coziness. I'm just gonna get encumbered by this. Okay, let me just stop. April 6th, 11:00. 1 a.m. outskirts. Halfway there. This journey seems longer than usual. Well, this certainly has been an eventful vacation. It's a relaxing getaway break I had in mind. But those final 2 days more than made up for it. It's a wonder Maya hasn't called yet. Haven't heard from her since the first day investigation. Yeah, I was actually waiting for her to come so we just do ghost channeling stuff. I know they have no reception in Crane Village, but she managed to call me that once. Maybe she... Psst. Huh? Did someone say something? Yeah, they said psst. Psst. Boss, over here. Oh, hi, he's you. Boss? Oh, no, not him. What is this world coming to? China did something about him. Why can't people just mind their own? Oh, it's you. Isn't this a surprise? You're the one who caught my attention? Oh, God. Terry Greason? My reputation precedes me, it seems. You told me your name... Have you been following me? Sort of. Something to congratulate you, actually, boss. You made more progress in a week than I have these past few weeks. That means I'm a better investigator than you, with your plastic-ass badge. I mean, do you see this? This is a real, genuine badge. Never mind the fact that someone managed to make a fake badge, and yeah. You're not making any sense. What are you talking about? Progress on what? Progress on... Oh, wait a minute. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? What's happened recently was a murder. You're saying there's something else going on? Huh. I wonder what else could be going on. Well, I have no idea what this is either. Well, technically I already do know what this card means, but why hint at it when it's gonna be explained later, right? I guess the whole thing about why should I tell my own secrets to my own closest friends if they're gonna find out later when they scour through my things and I'm dead? I hate it when he does this. I hate when he does something. Okay, let's put it this way. Stop teasing me. Give me all the deets. I mean, I do that as well, so I can't really be that way because who did I come from? Remember 101 where we last met? Well, I have police permission to investigate here, unlike you. I think it's about time I asked you why you think you're involved in this case. Not yet. The timing ain't right. You don't even know about the victim that much, do you, boss? The victim? What he was involved in? You really have no idea? The victim was involved in? No, you're not gonna tell me, are you? Zip the lip and toss it out the window. Right in the button. Yeah, I remember. Well, if you show me the appropriate evidence relating to what I'm talking about. Obviously, it's my badge! Oh, fuck. I'm so used to escape button. And I suppose I could tell you my mission, so to speak. Something related to the victim and what he was involved in. Could this also be the same thing Mapplethorpe was involved in? Oh, damn, we have no choice. I wonder, does this symbol mean anything to you? You found it. I found what? What does this card mean? It belongs to that Mapplethorpe goon. This is Mapplethorpe's? Okay, boss. Ooh. I suppose now's the right time to tell you about what's really going on. Music change. That symbol is a symbol of Nymph and Mapplethorpe's employer. You are specific? The company they work for. Even more specific, a smuggling ring. Huh. A what? Keep your voice down. We're on public transport. Anyway, I'm sure you heard about the recent Quercus Alba incident. Quercus Alba? I mean, yeah, but yeah. Spoilers. Yeah, he was found out to be the leader of an international crime ring. But it's over. With Alba gone, the ring disbanded. Wrong. A new leader stepped forward and is now close to completely reforming the ring. This leader decided to give it a cute name. Achilles. Oh yeah, Mapplethorpe was, said that in his long-winded, event to everyone speech. Like, it was very closely there. Achilles. Their insignia is that symbol of the Thorned Rose. But Terry, if this ring still exists, then why hasn't it been reported to the news? Glad you asked, boss. I didn't say anything. Well, you did. Because unlike Alba Ring, Achilles has been operating under absolute secrecy. The world's completely oblivious to its existence. That's where I come in. Are you trying to investigate the smuggling ring? That I am, you see? I used to work for Interpol. Shortly after the arrest of Aquarius Alba, I found out that the ring was still operational. However, I could never obtain the solid evidence to prove this. I left Interpol and formed my own group dedicated to exposing Achilles and the leader's identity. We, like Achilles, are also completely obscure. Think of us like as a group of vigilantes with a single goal. To put a stop to that ring once and for all. I just realized your old lingo is gone now. You're not a 50s detective, who are you? So that's why you're getting involved in this crime. Why don't you just, tell the authorities about the ring? What do you think I've been trying to do all these weeks? Achilles is too exclusive. VIP membership access. Oh, gosh, dang it, I hate when that happens. When I chanced upon the first time, it was pure luck. Never been able to back up my claims that exist, boss. Oh my god, the word boss is the only way I can get back to his voice normally. That's why I decided to leave Interpol and take the law into my own hands. So you knew Maplethorpe and Ninth were ring members? Almost correct. I had word that a member of the ring was operating the Maplethorpe Hotel. So Vic Barrows the night before the crime to investigate. Yep, okay, you're the client. Vic Barrows? You sent him? So you were his client. You weren't investigating ghosts? Yeah, I guess his cover's blown too. Yes, he's a member of my group. Only a rookie though. I sent him to the hotel and to the guys with Ghost Hunter to find the Achilles member there. We also obtained some evidence of his existence. We had no idea the member was at that point, but we heard ring activity was taking place. Yeah. So one night I sent him to snoop around. He had an earpiece, so I could relay instructions to him. This is my car at the time, parked not too far away from the hotel. Remember he whispered, "This guy just spoke to me." I don't take any chances. I told him to follow him. Really dodgy for someone to be around at 1 a.m. No coffee. I lost contact with Vic Barrows after that. This thing was wrong. I headed over to the hotel myself to investigate. I found him on the floor of the lobby. He was unconscious and his nose was bloody and broken. They heard all the noise coming from the upstairs. So taking him back to the car, we're back in to investigate the noise. We need to know what happened. So we ran upstairs and found the source of the noise. What's all this about? Well, someone gonna answer me or not? I came prepared. Posing as a police officer, I arrested the maid. Wow, nice. You certainly did your grand old job. But why did you do that? Why arrest her? I didn't know what happened to Vic. We're driving back to the city. I tried questioning her about what happened. She wouldn't answer. But no, she passed out. Took her to the hot police station and wrote a note. Police issued an investigation and might have uncovered more about what happened to Vic. It was also exposed to a ring activity member there. But why Maris in particular? What made you think she had anything to do with it? You know, the last thing I heard over the earpiece was before it cut out? A female scream. That gunshot may have affected the two guys' hearing. As well, you know, electronics can't get tinnitus, can they? I mean, that sounds pretty robophobic when you put it that way. I suppose. The whole reason you brought this crime to the police's attention was to help you in your own investigation into the smuggling ring? Right in the button. I try to help the police from time to time. No official authority anymore. I had to stay out of sight. I tried making the investigation that little easier for you guys. Like when I caught you leaving the victim's room. From the bullet hole in the floor into the body tape. I revealed in the hope that it would be found. So you're trying to help me all this time. If we could go back to something. You've already established that you went back to the hotel to investigate. But what about Vic Barrows? If he was in hospital, why did you send him back? Heck, give me some credit. I let him rest for a day first. I mean, I never really see him at all. Yeah, that's enough time to recover from a broken nose for sure, if you ask me. Shush you. We like, you know, if the courts can get to, like, you know, like doing a whole trial and just like one day after a crime happens, why can't it be healing for a person? Well, the fact that, like, you know, like, obviously you just need a rest for one singular day to heal your broken heart and your broken legs. And a cold. Same reason, boss. Except he had more of a idea of what to find there. God damn it. Voices just go back and forth. This is what I thought. The cloud in the nose clouded his memory about. Dang, you really just get such a stuffy nose that you forget everything related to it your whole life. I do. Every single Saturday. I showed him on the phone, but he didn't even know who I was. I think his memory came back when I did. He might have been in prison right now. Say, boss, where did you get the card from? The rose card? Maris gave it to me. She said she found it on the first floor. I see. You mind if I have it? It's not solid enough evidence to prove Achilles' existence. But you think it would be? Without further proof, this is just a pretty picture. I mean, I do like my holographic Charizard Pokemon cards. Never got into Pokemon though. Well, a holographic Charizard sounds pretty nice right now. I might be able to find a way to link to the ring somehow. Thorn Rose card given to Trade Greason. Oh dang, that was my collector's edition card right now. Just removed out from existence. No. Achilles and the world don't know about us. We'd like it to stay that way. Credit where credit's due. Thanks. Thanks for taking care of Maplethorpe. The 2 members in prison now, another dead. There's no doubt Achilles will take note soon. I probably already have. Did we just say 2 members were in prison? Wait. Huh. A way to lead the crime to bring to me and my group. Do you serving the police or whatever it is you do? Okay. And I'll stick to my own business. If you ever see that symbol again, we'll be around. Closer than you think. See you around, boss. I have a feeling we'll cross paths again very soon. Oh boy. This wasn't the vacation I was expecting. Yeah, now you're involved in the search of something ring, Nick. Have fun with that. You hope that 2 days of vacation was nice because now the next couple days, weeks or months is gonna completely knock the socks off you all over again. Isn't that gonna be nice? First a murder occurs, and now I've been told the bigger picture. Marcus Alba's crime ring isn't broken up after all. It's now a new ringmaster who is in the midst of performing it. Some coincidence that 2 members were involved in the latest murder. I still like it. The victim looked really cool. The enigmatic Terry Greason revealed his true nature. He's an ex-Interpol agent dedicated to exposing the ring and its new leader. Vic Barrows was in on it too. His ghost hunter occupation was just a front. He's working for Greason all along. I suppose Greason's right though. I should just let him and his group pursue the ring. I should keep an eye out for any news of the ring. Then I'll know if Greason had succeeded. I love this artwork. Oh well, back to work I guess. Okay, nice. I suppose I can relax now knowing it's over. Derive happiness from a good day's work, and so on. After all, things can't get that much worse. Stop. Just stop. Embarrassingly short version. Well, oh my gosh, I love the case a lot though. Party Horse stuff is so great. I think he's only made this case. I don't even know if he's made anything else really. Oh boy, just the whole playthrough, just going through it all over again. It's just really fun. Like I said before, I love the whole locked room mystery sort of thing. Like the whole crime is in like a closed circle kind of thing, like in a building or something like that. I guess most of the crimes happen like that, but like in the game series as well. But I think that way, like you have to figure out people's movements as well as figuring out like what each person did, and how the evidence goes to like this was an event in the building or this goes to that kind of stuff. I just love that kind of mystery building instead of being like very more open-ended. Because it just feels like you're grasping for straws everywhere. At least for some stories, I guess like detective noir stuff. It's like that because you have you just feel like hopelessly aimless going through so many different things. Epilogue is really unnamed track. Oh, don't you love when you name your tracks that? This game is purely by fans for fans. It's a non-profit project and is no way affiliated with Capcom. Be concluded in episode 3, Turnabout the Snow. Not to be concluded, as case 3 is going to be a case all its own, and the 4th one is going to cap it all off. And your Cedric is in jail. Oh. Hi. Glad to know you got rooms across from each other. Nice. So the next case, like, next culprit is gonna be like down again from Maple's room all the way down there, and just, yeah. Oh wow. Up. Okay. Well, it closed. Wow. Well, that was the end of that case. Just the simple end. It's always been it's like the whole case is just really fun to go through. I know the third case also has that sort of same element of locked or mystery as well, although that might be a slight bit of a spoiler for mystery's sake. I know the fourth case as well is a bit more open-ended, but I still feel it has some really good moments in mystery as well. I know in like conflict of interest I would get to that game sooner or later. Don't know if I'll get to that immediately after finishing this game or not. But after conflict, a lot of its mysteries are very more open-ended, and they're very, very much more tougher. Hmm. I'm having even trouble having put into words exactly what I like about it. Definitely want to try to understand, why I like it. And I think probably that game is the one I don't remember too much of, like, much less than this, like, comprehend-wise and, like, details-wise. Know, like, who, killers and victims are, but not exactly in the details of why, per se, too much. But, I'll probably, not get to that game soon, as there's another game, another Phoenix Wright game, fan game, which I have not played, saw it, and was thinking of playing it, but got caught up with other things. Which I'll probably get to that first after this. Then try to go through into Turnabout Institution. Somehow I'm gonna get that to play on this gosh dang computer because of how old that game is. Ah, jeez, I hope someone updates it for better things. Find some way to do that. Try to get help somewhere to get it all started up because I love that case. That was the introduction to basically all these fan games, and technically as well as before, those it was the main inspiration for this game and Conflict of Interest. It's also weird to think that was one of the first fan-made material I've ever seen. And look where I am now, a spiral showcase of him reading so much fan fiction, stuff like that. I mean, if you're a person who likes stories and all that stuff, and you're telling me you have not read one single fan fiction, whether it's ironically, unironically, then you're lying to me. I no, you're just lying to me. But that's case 2 done and over with, and case 3 is all up next. And oh boy, this is going to become more of a doozy, as we got the foundations laid down, and apparently since as that old outro thing was supposed to be for, the next case was supposed to be the finale, but it was split into 2 different cases. So take that as your little hint as exactly how this is all going to go down. How it's all going to go down. And I already know it's going to be a fantastic time. So, for fun time watches as I am playing this, see you next time, what time may be, and I all hope you have a fantastic day.